Some friendships are meant to last a lifetime. But what happens when emotions change and lines begin to blur? For years, they were inseparable. Best friends, partners in crime, and each other's safe place. But one night, something shifted. The warmth of friendship started feeling different. The accidental touches, the lingering gazes, the late-night conversations that felt way too intimate. Was this love? Or something even more dangerous? Let's find out. The story begins when this girl invites two of her best friends to her house as her parents left. The little girls picked up some DVDs from her brother's wardrobe, thinking that it was K-drama. But by the time they find out it was something else, it was too late. By the way, this girl right here is the main protagonist of our story. Her name is Hanyul, but let's call her Hannah for specific reasons. This is her first time watching some real action. She gets nervous and disgusted. But what really got her wet were the smooches. She wishes to experience this moment with her ideal man years later. Her friend mentions that she will be spending the night with her boyfriend. Our poor girl is too innocent to grasp what her friend truly means. The pink-haired girl explains the meaning to her. Hannah's face turned as red as a tomato. Even though she loves him, her friend is upset that her boyfriend is nowhere near the level of being the hottest guy in college. Hannah gets curious to know who that is. She stated that his name was Kim Min Cheol. His presence alone radiated an overwhelming aura, almost rivaling Sung Jin-woo himself. But this doesn't make Hannah impressed. She said that guy was a bully. Suddenly, a hand wrapped around her. It was none other than Min Cheol, but let's call him Michael. Hannah started scolding him for pulling her cheeks. Her friend's jaws dropped. As they finally realized they were side characters, Hannah and Michael engaged in a fistfight. That's when we realized they had been best friends all along. They have been together since birth. He even lived next to her. They were together in kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, high school, and even go to the same university. But they are so different that every time they see, they fight each other. Hannah believes she doesn't have a boyfriend because Michael is always around her. In the pursuit of finding a new boyfriend, she decided to avoid him. Soon, she was noticed by a geek. Geek approached her and asked if he could take her out for dinner. This conversation was overheard by someone else. It was Michael. He asked her why she ain't reading his messages. Hannah gets upset as he is trying to ruin her date. Hannah told him that he is going on a dinner date with the geek. Michael became jealous. He looked at the geek and said, "Bro, you're not him." The geek got mogged and ran away with his life. Hannah was upset that Michael had ruined her date. In frustration, she kicked him in the leg, causing him to scream in agony. She blamed him for being the reason she had no friends and told him to stay away from her. Michael, unimpressed, retorted that he was only being considerate because she didn't have any friends. At that, Hannah shot back, demanding to know whose fault that was. Annoyed, Michael scoffed and dismissed her, saying, "Forget it, bitch. I'm leaving." Without waiting for a response, he turned and walked away. Hannah, feeling triumphant over her so-called arch-enemy, raised her middle finger at him and started laughing. However, her victory was short-lived when a guy pulled up, Jae-hee, one of the most attractive men on campus. He had seen Hannah's outburst and found it amusing. Hannah, on the other hand, suddenly felt embarrassed, realizing how childish she had just acted. Jae-hee, with an amused smirk, asked why she was being so weird. Scrambling for an answer, she quickly blamed her strange behavior on the difficulty of her homework. She explained that she had to write an essay on a classical movie, but had no idea which one to choose. Jae-hee, understanding her struggle since he had studied the subject in his junior years, mentioned that he had a USB filled with classic films at his apartment. Delighted, Hannah urged him to go right away. When they arrived at his apartment, she was horrified by the mess. The place was filthy and the stench was unbearable. It was evident that Jae-hee didn't bother cleaning. Uncomfortable, Hannah found herself retreating to a corner of the room, sitting stiffly, unsure how to handle the situation. After some searching, Jae-hee finally located the USB. He then offered her a cup of coffee. As she reached out to take it, she couldn't help but notice how large his hands were. A memory of her friend's words suddenly popped into her mind. If a guy's hands are big, His hammer's big too. Flustered, her face turned red. Jae-hee, noticing, asked why she looked like a tomato. Overwhelmed, she blurted out, "Your hands are big!" Her sudden remark left him confused. Assuming she was into horoscopes, he casually mentioned that his ring finger was longer than his index finger. That only unsettled her further. Realizing how late it had gotten, Hannah hastily grabbed the USB, said a quick goodbye, and left. Jae-hee, watching her leave so abruptly, was left baffled. Still shaken, Hannah decided to visit Michael. When she arrived at his place, she opened the door without knocking, only to freeze at the sight before her. Michael was sitting in front of his computer, completely absorbed in pleasuring himself while watching porn. The moment he saw Hannah standing there, his body went rigid in shock. She, equally stunned, had no idea how to react. It was the first time she had ever seen another man's weenie. But what truly horrified her wasn't just the act itself. It was the fact that the image on Michael's screen was of her. Part 2 is coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If not, feel free to dislike. See you in the next one.